For the physicians and doctors who treat the injured victims of motor vehicle accidents, unfortunately this law is going to substantially affect your practice and your ability to help those folks. The night this passed, I heard from about 10 folks that they were going to go out of business. It's unfortunate because the injured need your valuable services. For the brave that are going to stay behind and help the injured, let's talk about this emergent medical condition diagnosis and how we believe you can diagnose the same under this very vague and complicated definition. We talked a little bit about what EMTALA is, the federal anti-dumping statute. And when you look at the EMTALA cases, they really focus on a few things and give us some clarity as to what this emergent medical condition is and what's needed to diagnose it. First off, not everything's going to be an EMC. And the folks who are going to get themselves in trouble are the folks who are rubber stamping every person that comes in the door as having an EMC. That will get you sued for insurance fraud. The folks who are going to do fine and who are going to have the opportunity to be paid fairly, whether it be at the beginning or via lawsuit, are the folks who listen and do those thorough head-to-toe exams when the patient walks in the door. Under EMTALA, chronic conditions are not emergent medical conditions. But what EMTALA also looks at is the protocol you follow to diagnose the same. Furthermore, you don't have to be definitive that this is an emergent medical condition. It's just got to be more likely than not. Doctor, is it more likely than not, with these symptoms, this patient met this very vague and ambiguous criteria? So what would? Is severe pain enough? Is restricted range of motion enough? What level out of 10 on the pain scale? Go back to what you see each and every day. You know who these people are. They have 9 out of 10 pain on presentation, restricted range of motion in the neck or back or in a limb. You know what these people are. And the question that I'm going to pose is, what is the worst possible condition with those presenting symptoms that a patient can have? I'm going to give you a free tip. There's something you learned in medical school called a differential diagnosis. And I've long thought, as a former plaintiff's malpractice lawyer, that the best folks at the differential diagnosis are plaintiff's medical malpractice lawyers. Because that's what we do. We take the absolute worst thing that person could have had with those presenting symptoms, and that's our case. Because doctor, you should have considered the absolute worst and worked backwards and ruled that out. So go back to my hypothetical patient. They have 8 out of 10 pain, restricted range of motion, acute MVA within the last 2 weeks to a couple hours. What's the worst possible thing they could have? Could they have a slipped disc, or they sneeze and are paralyzed? The answer under the differential analysis is yes. And that will be a key question that you face in depositions in the years to come because of this law. It's what's the worst possible thing with these presenting symptoms.